Welcome, Al-Zubarah Fort in Qatar.
Al-Zubarah Fort, Qatar's largest heritage site museum. Al-Zubarah Fort, also known as Fort Zubarah, Zubarah Fort, Al-Zubarah Fort, or as Zubarah Fort, is a historic Qatari military fortress built under the oversight of Sheikh Abdullah bin Jassim Al Thani in 1938. Al-Zubarah Fort was originally built by Sheikh Abdullah bin Jassim Al Thani in 1938 to serve as a coast guard station, although some author that it was built to serve as a police station. Once a thriving pearl fishing town and trading port, Al-Zubarah is now Qatar's largest heritage site, with an impressive city wall, ancient residential palaces and houses, markets, industrial areas and mosques. A World Heritage Site, Al-Zubarah is Qatar's largest archaeological heritage site. It was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2013 and is the best preserved example of an 18th-19th century trading and pearl fishing town in the Gulf region. Unlike its contemporaries, it is largely intact and has not been lost beneath the region's vast modern cities. The site, located approximately 100 kilometro northwest of Doha, stretches 2.5 na kilometro from the Al-Zubarah Fort to the coast. Founded in the mid-18th century, the town developed into the country's largest and most important settlement. Its success attracted the attention of other Gulf powers, and after several attacks the town was burned to the ground in 1811. By the first decades of the 20th century, it was abandoned. Today, the site covers an area of 60 hectares with remains of houses, masajid, mosques, madabis, date presses, large fortified buildings, and a market. There are amenities near the fort, such as a service center with restroom facilities, and a shuttle service that helps visitors navigate the area between the fort and the town. An Al-Zubarah Visitor Center is also being developed to present the story of coastal and long-distance trade, pearling, everyday life, and key historical events told through material remains and key archaeological finds. What is the history of Al-Zubarah? Al-Zubarah was one of a long line of prosperous, fortified trading towns around the coast in what is now Qatar, and in other parts of the Persian Gulf, that developed from the early Islamic period, around the 9th century AD, onwards and established a symbiotic relationship with inland settlements. Al-Zubarah Fort is situated in the ancient town of Zubarah, which in turn is located on the northwestern coast of the Qatar Peninsula in the Al-Shamal municipality, and is about 105 kilometro from the capital of Qatar. Al-Zubarah Archaeological Site, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Al-Zubarah Archaeological Site offers a glimpse into Qatar's history, tradition, history, heritage. UNESCO World Heritage Al-Zubarah Archaeological Site. Adjacent to the walled coastal town of Al-Zubarah, this 20th century fort is the youngest and most prominent feature of the Al-Zubarah Archaeological Site, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. A pristine example of a typical Arab fort, its 1-meter-thick walls warded off invaders and helped keep rooms cool during the hot summer. This important site houses residential palaces, mosques, courtyard houses, fishermen's huts, streets, double defensive walls, a harbor, a canal, and cemeteries. It was once a successful center of global trade and pearl fishing positioned midway between the Strait of Hormuz and the west arm of the Persian Gulf. It is one of the most extensive and best preserved examples of an 18th-19th century settlement in the region. The layout and urban fabric of the settlement has been preserved in a manner unlike any other settlements in the Persian Gulf, providing an insight into the urban life, spatial organization, and the social and economic history of the Persian Gulf before the discovery of oil and gas in the 20th century. The fort overlooks the ruins of a once bustling pearling and trading town which bore witness to fierce tribal battles in the 18th century as powerful empires fought for regional dominance. Today, the fort has been transformed into a museum where visitors can explore artifacts from the pearl diving era. Adjacent to Zubarah, Air was a strategically important site, providing ease of access for boats to trade and collect water along its canal, the remains of which are still visible today. Air, a large rectangular enclosure with four corner towers, originally featured domestic buildings, a mosque, cisterns, and large wells, and the fort remained occupied until the construction of the new Zubarah fort in 1938. Visitors can see items such as original pots and pans, diving weights that would have been used by pearl divers, cannonballs, clay pipes, and even coins. The heavily fortified town of Zubarah fell to forces loyal to the Sultan of Muscat in 1811. In the 19th century it expanded into a bustling settlement that would go on to form the beginnings of the modern-day Gulf states. Once a prosperous trading town, Zubarah was abandoned in the 20th century, buried over the years by the sand. Thus preserved, it is now an example of the trading and pearl diving tradition in the Persian Gulf, bringing to life the region's position as a conduit for trade during the 18th and 19th centuries.